Diane Keaton's heartbreaking farewell. She declined so suddenly, Hollywood fell silent. When Diane Keaton, the beloved screen icon who once charmed audiences with her warmth and wit, opened up about a devastating loss in her life. At 79, Keaton, known for her humor, strength, and elegance, broke down in tears as she spoke about the dearest friend I've ever had, who passed away so suddenly she never had the chance to say goodbye. A morning of tears. The revelation came during a private interview with Vanity Fair. When asked about her creative inspiration for her latest projects, Diane paused for a long moment before quietly answering, "I'm learning how to live without her. It's hard because she left so suddenly." The her in question was Carol, Diane's best friend of over 50 years, her assistant, confidant, and essentially the closest thing to family Keaton ever had. The two met in the early 1970s, just as Diane's star was rising after The Godfather. Carol had been with her through every triumph, heartbreak, and quiet Sunday morning that made up a lifetime of shared memories. She declined so suddenly. Diane recalled how Carol had seemed perfectly healthy, still calling her every morning and reminding her to eat breakfast. But within a few short weeks, her health deteriorated rapidly, from minor fatigue to something far more serious. "I remember she said it was just the flu. 2 weeks later, I went to the hospital, and she didn't recognize me anymore." Her voice trembled as she recounted their final moments together. "She held my hand, smiled softly, and whispered, 'Don't cry, Diane. I've had a beautiful life.'" A few hours later, she was gone, a void that cannot be filled after Carol's passing. Diane withdrew from public life for months. Close friends said she turned down interviews and even canceled a major film project. Diane couldn't bear to be on stage knowing the woman who always stood behind the curtain wasn't there anymore, one insider revealed. On Instagram, Keaton posted a simple photo of the two women laughing together, captioned with heartbreaking brevity, 50 years of friendship, 50 years of laughter, and one goodbye I'll never be ready for. The post went viral almost instantly. Messages of love and condolences poured in, from Hollywood stars to lifelong fans, all touched by the vulnerability of a woman who had given so much joy to the world. Diane Keaton, strength in the face of loss. Despite the heartbreak, Diane chose to honor Carol's memory through gratitude, not grief. "I don't want to let sadness define me," she said in a recent talk show appearance. "Carol taught me that every day is a gift. I want to live the rest of my life in a way that makes her proud." Each morning, Diane takes a quiet walk through the same park where she and Carol used to share coffee. She still talks to her, she admits. "I tell her about the weather, the movies I've seen. And sometimes, I swear I can hear her laugh in the breeze." A lesson in love and letting go. Keaton's story has resonated deeply, reminding the world of the fragility of life and the timeless power of love. In an industry obsessed with fame and youth, her words cut through the noise with simple truth. It is not what we have, but who we share it with, that gives life meaning. We can't stop people from leaving, Diane said softly, but we can keep them alive by remembering them with gratitude instead of sorrow. She ended the interview with a faint smile, her eyes glistening. "Carol taught me that love never ends, it just changes shape. It moves from one heart into another's memory." A symbol of humanity in Hollywood today, Diane Keaton stands not only as a Hollywood legend but as a symbol of grace, courage, and emotional truth. Though she continues to grieve, she's returned to public life, supporting charity events, smiling under her iconic fedora, and carrying herself with quiet strength. When asked what keeps her moving forward, Diane gave a simple answer: because Carol would want me to. She always believed that no matter how dark the night gets, the light will come back. And perhaps that's the most beautiful part of her story, because in every step Diane takes, Carol still walks beside her. Their friendship, their laughter, their love, it hasn't vanished. It's simply taken a new form, one that will live on forever in Diane's heart and in the hearts of everyone who has ever loved her work. She declined so suddenly, Diane Keaton whispered, tears falling softly. With those words, she didn't just say goodbye to her dearest friend, she reminded the world that love, even in loss, never truly dies.